Now there was in the citadel of Susa a Jew of the tribe of Benjamin named Mordecai, son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, who had been carried into exile from Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, among those taken captive with Jehoiakim, king of Judah.
In the Bible, it is said that Mordecai was among the captives, but in fact it had been more than 100 years since the Israelites were taken to Babylon. Therefore, it should mean that Mordecai's family was among the captives. As for the relationship between Mordecai and Esther, let's take a look at Esther chapter 2, verse 7. Mordecai had brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his cousin, for she had neither father nor mother. The girl was fair and beautiful, and when her father and her mother died, Mordecai adopted her as his own daughter. Also, it says in Esther chapter 2, verse 21, while Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate. This indicates that Esther's uncle Mordecai was a civil servant, working at the king's gate when Esther became queen.
In 1970, a French archaeologist discovered the King's Gate, which was situated on the east side of the palace, 80 meters away from the main buildings. At the stone pillar base at the side of the King's Gate, King Ahasuerus inscribed, "Xerxes, the king said, by the grace of Ahura Mazda, this residence, Darius the king, built it, he who was my father." Information shows that the King's Gate was 40 meters in length and 28 meters in width, with total space of 1,120 square meters. There were 4 white marble pillars, 12 to 13 meters high in the central main building. 2 doors were in the west and east. It was a splendid structure, which was the main gate to the royal courtyard. The east door is the entrance, and the west door leads to the palace. It had 2 rooms on each side in the building, probably serving as the gate guard room and the office. All the chancellors and foreign guests must go through this magnificent King's Gate when entering the royal courtyard. By the side of the west door stood the statue of King Darius I, father of King Ahasuerus.
Esther chapter 2, verses 21 to 23 narrate how Mordecai was accredited for a great deed, which had much to do with this King's Gate.
In those days, while Mordecai was sitting at the King's Gate, Bigthan and Teresh, 2 of the king's eunuchs who guarded the threshold, became angry and conspired to assassinate King Ahasuerus. But the matter came to the knowledge of Mordecai, and he told it to Queen Esther, and Esther told the king in the name of Mordecai. When the affair was investigated and found to be so, both the men were hanged on the gallows. It was recorded in the book of the annals in the presence of the king.
However, Mordecai did not receive any reward other than being recorded in the history book. He continued to sit at the king's gate and perform duties of a common official. No one knew that Mordecai's great deed would later become a turning point for the Jewish people in history.
At Spring of Water International Ministries, we invite you to journey with us, giving seed to the sower and bread to the eater. Isaiah 55:10. To find out more, follow Spring of Water International Ministries.